me tell you a mostly biographical story, full of words that may or may not trigger your ASMR. We'll certainly make a solid attempt. If you like it, liking, commenting, or subscribing to the channel would be a lovely treat. So the thing about being a mildly hyperlexic child who loved to read is that to clutch a book behind the backstop at lunch, to languish in the languor of language was bliss. I would give up so much to sit in its presence, lose so much to be its ravenous student, to skulk indigo cloaked in the shadows for more, while other kids kicked soccer balls and squealed, cheeks flush with the vigor of being young and alive. My way was not better, not worse, just in my picketed, limited experience, unusual. So there was sometimes regret. There was sometimes, often, my own excited glow of discovering in a dusty tome some diaphanous world filled with lithe, gossamer fairies and swashbuckling pirates being met with a blank face and an okay. Lots of okay, and walking quickly away. Ah well. Perhaps I understood even then that some of the pleasure was in the mind linking word to image, and some of it was in the clicks and hushes, the sounds themselves dancing together. Poetry was music, was movement, rhyme as much as reason. It was an ancient, esoteric magic, a perk of escaping the pack. Maybe you, too, felt the tickle of stipple and swoosh, and felt obedient, enthralled, and it all seemed no particular sacrifice to sit, pleasant, cozy, in some library nook, nosy murmurs of susurrus overhead, as you speculate about the fate of the characters in your lap. Alone, I read about Apollo and his shimmering chariot moving across the heliosphere, led by Eos, goddess of the dawn, the virtue of the cap, and the wife of Bath's teeth, the height and breadth and depth of Owen Meany. I recall being asked as a young girl what I wanted to be when I grew up. This might have been in 2nd grade, and I announced proudly I wanted to be a paleontologist. But I had no real interest in dinosaurs beyond the length of their complicated names. It was the longest and the best word I then knew, and knowing it was its own delicious pleasure. Of course, other students, other kids, other teachers were suspicious, skeptical. If they felt the shivers melted like Dolly's clocks, gone liquid over some surreal branch at a perfect turn of phrase, they never showed it. Suspicious of this and of many things as nonconformist as finding one's passion in a book. They asked and put an asterisk on my forehead. Why are you the way you are? To avoid becoming a spectacle, I shushed this part of myself, at least in public view. Put it in boxes, masked it, tied it down with stakes. My heart shattered a bit, to feel strange and othered, to hear in the world a vibrant, supple song. I want to share it with every breath, but learn instead it triggered others. I felt like I was another species, that I was Orvis Rutabaga, king of the Caribou, for all I was able to connect. Felt almost like a punishment. Things should not be bucolic or sonorous, or even intriguing or ecstatic. They should be interesting, good. It was hard to believe, but for a good long while, I tried to fit in. And I am grateful to not be a figurine on a shelf, to put on galoshes and splash in the lagoon of being human, full of gratitude, to make friends, eat avocado toast. Though, still the idea of becoming a writer, even if my technical understanding of what that might mean was quite fuzzy, wouldn't relax in the marrow of my bones, and I would leave behind the blubbering doubters. Turn a phrase would tingle my skin, my spirit. I realized to be a keeper of words was to be a keeper of power, to snooker meaning, to change it, explode it at its most atomic level, to make someone feel that what must appear to be the push of a button is power. Eventually, someone came and offered me coin to use this gift, this plush science, and I learned how the world becomes plastic, malleable, when we embroider our language with meaning. We can make a dream concrete, actionable, when we write it down. It is effort, and it is sometimes boring, and it often requires I be only interesting, only good. But I still dip my feet in the creek, sniff the air redolent of petrichor, attuned to the cricket's caterwaul, as fluffy clouds stipple the firmament, the mellifluous natural world singing sense to me. I still fall down, slack-jawed, to marvel at words. Here's the thing I've come to know. The buttermilk, the cake and kicker of it all. It's fine if they snicker, if they tisk-tisk, but you are not as they expect, be it in your heart or your form or the words you love. Steady yourself in truth and persist. There's no wrongness in who you are. Change if you want to. Stay if you don't. Don't let them knock you off course like some errant croquet ball. Go through your hoops, my dear. I am scatterbrained, bedraggled and woolly in many ways. But here, on the page, I convert. I am smooth and streamlined, slick and quick as mercury. I have no shame in this work. Not anymore. Let them nibble and pickle their English. We can find one another in this vast and crackling stream and teach each other to tingle. This has been a story whispered. Thank you, and I will catch you, most likely, in 2024. Thank you so much for this excellent year.